1 year I did a whole training, and that was number one. I've learned through the years, you know. So using
first skill you're going to really focus in on is how do you approach somebody so that you can get connected, so you can do anything. So turn and face your partner in your chairs. Now, what's the first way we want to connect? Visually. We want to get them paying attention to us visually. Well, in order to do that, you need to understand what skill they have and what they've lost. Here's what I want you to do. Everybody do this carefully so don't whack each other. Look straight ahead, wiggle your fingers out to the side. While you're looking straight ahead, what you're doing is you're being curious out in front. Off to the side, what you have is peripheral awareness for safety issues. This is your peripheral awareness. If you're a 20-year-old, you may very well be able to notice your fingers wiggling while you're looking straight ahead. If you're not a 20-year-old or you're stressed out, you're going to have to bring them forward so you can find them. So a 20-year-old who's not stressed has a full 180 of awareness with about a 145 of actual visual. Because you can't see the edge, you just notice things and it makes you turn and look. This is your safety vision. This is the curiosity vision. People with dementia are going to lose what first? Safety. Yeah. Even with normal aging. Do the 20-year-old, 180. Come in 45 degrees on each side and make a circle. By the time you're 75 without dementia, because of speed changes in processing, this is your new visual field. So a 75-year-old has already lost 45 degrees on both sides. And the top and bottom, just so you know. Somewhere around 45 or 50, you might have noticed when you were walking with a friend that almost tripped. And then you looked down and noticed that thing you missed. But because the reaction time was quick enough, you didn't go down, you caught yourself. By 75, you're not going to catch yourself, and you're going to have the wrist fractures, the elbow tear-outs, the rotator cuff tears, the break the humeral, bust your knees up, tear up your ankle, or break your hip. Normal aging, vision change. Nobody tells us about it or teaches us how to compensate. So go to 45, this is normal at 75. Now, if you check this brain up here, this, by the way, is a 20-year-old with no brain disease over there on your left, and an 80-year-old with no brain disease, and you already see a difference in visual processing. They can't take in as much data, guys. That's just how it is. We're slower to process visual data. Take a look at the bottom there and notice changes. Whoa! Much more significant changes. So between normal aging, because those people the same age, they're just have dementia or don't. Go to the 45. We've already lost 45 with normal aging. I want you to come in about 20 more degrees and create a circle. This is the visual field of somebody in early stage dementia, in which case only 7 out of 10 of them do not yet have a diagnosis. Only 3 out of 10 have been diagnosed under current conditions. So here's what I want you to realize. What they have is a term I call diving mask vision. So I want you to call it scuba vision. Go ahead and say scuba vision.
Scuba vision.
Okay, so put on the scuba mask. What it mostly does is block the sides, the top, but you have an open area right over your nose. Okay? Now here's what I want you to do, one at a time. One of you drop your hands because you're going to approach the person. And what I want you to do is, caregiver, get directly in front of them at arm's length, face to face. Face your person front on at arm's length with their scuba vision. Now take off the scuba vision and notice how different it is when you do not have somebody taking up your whole visual field. Remove your scuba. Does it feel different? Do it again. Let the other person do it. Hey. Remove it. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Without realizing it, when you get in front of a person who might have dementia, and you lean in so that they can see you clearly, you are attacking them visually because of the limitations in vision. They think you're blocking them in and there's no way out. You don't see it that way because you don't have dementia. You can see the whole person, so you're thinking, I don't know why she's acting like that. Stand in or sit in front of your person, and the term for this is called confrontational stance. Say it. Confrontational. You're confronting them. Is that what you meant?
Yes.
What did you want to do? Help?
So we're gonna pause. So you saw what it felt like with the visual field. If when you narrow it down, they get a little bit older, and then with dementia, they go into that scuba vision. And so us coming into them, how does it make you feel when they come into you that way? When Paula was approaching a little bit, they're in your territory, and then we often wonder why they get aggressive or respond to us being in their territory. What did you find yourself wanting to do when Paula came a little bit at you? Yeah. I'm like a fighter, so I'm ready to push and run. I'm ready to get up and run away from it because I don't like it. And when Tipa, she called it that confrontational, trapping the person, standing right in front of them. It can feel like you are invading their space, but attacking them with their visual field. So if you think of somebody living with earlier stages of dementia, if they felt like we were attacking them visually, what reaction may you see in those people?
Maybe pushing this way or, what do you want?
Yeah.
Anger, fear,
hostility.
And so when we think about what we're trying to do, we're trying to what? Connect with the person,
yes.
come in and offer something, but we're in their brain intimidating them, and we're going into their space. So what should we not do when we want to communicate with someone that we suspect may have early dementia? Do we want to go a little bit slower, let them see us before we actually come in
Yes.
and take over their territory? All right, so we're going to move on because she's going to show us how to do it.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Here she is, and I want to talk to her. You put your scuba on. I'm going to step to the side, keep my face facing her, but turn my shoulder outward. Drop the vision, and there's no big difference. Try it, because I want you to realize this term, supported stance. Confrontational. The only difference was my shoulder. When I cued her visually that you could get out, she relaxed because I'm in support, not in confrontation. Try it.
Okay, so you want to stand up with her and we kind of.
Oh, you sit. Okay.
Well, you can sit because we approach
Okay.
a lot of people with wheelchairs.
Hello, Miss Adams. How are you?
Okay, so turn towards her and get a little closer.
Okay.
How does that feel?
You're suffocating.
Okay.
It is. Now think about just taking this shoulder back and coming off to the side a little bit.
You're so pretty.
Oh, look at that.
Good morning to you. Would you like to come to activity
I
today?
sure would.
Okay.
Maybe.
So that's supportive stance. Can you feel the difference in
Yeah,
it?
'cause when she's coming at me, here, I'll show you.
There you go.
Okay.
You're the one, yeah?
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm a nice lady.
Could you get back, please? I don't know you.
I'm Miss Paula.
Hi,
Would
how
you
are
like
you?
to come with us to activities?
Sure.
Okay, come on.
It really does make a
It
big
do.
difference.
I do.
And even if you think about, I'm gonna take it a step further because you guys know this.
Mhm.
Even if it's in between staff members, okay? So let's think about something that we've done recently. You wanna stand up and I'm just gonna show you something, okay? So let's just say we're two staff members and I come up and I'm like, Kathy, did you get the mask for the resident? Okay.
She invaded your space.
All right. Versus, hey, Kathy, did you see any of the masks for the residents down the hall? So do you see, even I think, when you're approaching someone and they're coming at you like that.
Well, this is after me. Masks on. Masks on.
That,
Kathy, would you please make sure that every resident
There you go.
has one?
that's it.
Yep.
So this isn't even just between us and residents.
Right.
It is really, yes.
Yes.
And a lot of times, I mean, even with us being told we have to stay 6 feet, you know, we still have to sometimes tell someone, you know, information on our resident, letting you know what happened with someone. And so coming in very, you know,
Aggressive.
it is very aggressive.
You're aggressive and you're in my
Yes.
space.
And we have healthy brains.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think our residents feel?
Scared, angry.
Yes.
And you take them by their shocked.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had dementia, which stance would you want people to use with you?
The nice.
The nice one, yes. Supportive stance.
Yes.
All right, good job, you guys. We're gonna keep going a little bit further.
Here's the next change in vision. I want you to take your scuba vision. Disease gets worse. Now I'm in mid-stage. Take your hands out here. This was scuba. Bring it in so your hands line up with your shoulders, approximately 12 to 18 inches across, and create a circle. This is now my visual field.
So this is our people in the
So
nursing
between
home.
early to middle stage, I am down to approximately 12 to 18 inches of a visual circle. That's all I can process. I can't handle more data. I've got to limit the incoming, and I keep the middle because that's my curiosity thing, and I'm less aware of the world around. So put on the binoculars now. Now
So
go
mid
back
to
to the
late
diving
stage.
mask, drop down to the binoculars. So put on your binoculars. Now, this is the visual field you have. Now, person get in front of the individual, smile at them. Make sure your arm's length. You want to be right at arm's length. Stick your hand out. Stick your hand out.
She was about to jump back when you did.
Yes. Woo! She's so close.
Y'all already started the next exercise. That's perfect. But you can see how that feels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She's invaded me. What do you want?
I want you to come with me.
And then, okay, right now we have a man, okay, that's in mid to late stage. So he's very, sometimes what we would call inappropriate, right?
Right.
But let's think about what's in his visual field. So Paula, if you put your well, Kathy's already, both of you. Both of you, just do it. Hey, Paula.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Woo.
If he's sitting down. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then we're wondering why he's getting a handful.
Yeah, that's all he said.
And then another thing is what we don't, you know, and I'm guilty of it still. Sometimes I don't think about this and I go in too quick. And so if Mrs. Lewis is sitting here, you put your binoculars on. Good morning, Mrs. Lewis. How are you?
Boy.
So I come in really quick because I want to connect and I want to say good morning, but we're not always thinking about how they can feel. And then let's say I have a spoon.
Woo-wee.
Did you see the spoon?
No, I didn't.
You know, and so then we're just creating more and more anxiety.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we wonder why the rest of the day they're like, get me out of here, you know, yelling and screaming. All right, so could you tell the difference between when you went from scuba to the binocular?
Yeah.
How much that changes?
Yes.
And you know, we can't see them coming at all. We just said that. And so what do you think would happen to someone if you came in from the front who needs physical help to do things that are in binocular vision and we came in too quick? How do you think that they may respond to that?
They're gonna jump back or be aggressive.
Yeah, and both of y'all got startled. Both of y'all had like a jump back when you know when someone first approached. And so when they feel trapped visually, or they think that, you know, we think we're just being friendly, and then we reach out and touch them because, you know, that's what we do. We want to care for them. What reaction do you think that is most common?
Anger.
Yeah, anger, physical sometimes.
Yes.
They would call aggression. And so let's see what would happen if we stood in supportive versus confrontational stance with binocular vision.
Okay. But she's still gonna sit with things.
Yeah, she can, that's fine. She can sit. We work with a lot of people.
Okay. Hi, Miss Adams. How you doing?
Who are you?
Hi, Miss Adams. How are you?
Hi.
That's
Hi.
How
good.
you doing?
I'm good.
I just come in to check on you today.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I hope you feel okay.
Okay, what kind of activities do you have today, girl?
We got bingo going on today.
Uh-oh.
Oh, would you like to
Will
come
you
down?
remind me when it's time?
Yes, I will.
Oh.
I'll remind you.
Aw, that was
Okay.
nice, y'all. So does that feel different at all? Versus
Yeah,
the
I could just see this part of her.
uh-huh.
I saw it when she leaned in like this and said,
She kind of threw her shoulder back a little bit.
"Hey,
Hi.
you look so nice today."
Thank you.
I'd like for you to join us with some activities. We have a whole lot of stuff to do today.
Oh, what you got going on?
We have bingo.
Oh, wait,
and
bingo.
music.
Oh, I love that.
Coloring.
Oh, yes. Oh,
She sounds like Miss Lewis.
yes, thank you so much. Let me know when it's time.
I'll do that for you.
Okay, thank you.
You have a good day.
Oh, you're so nice.
I like the Miss Adams and Mrs. Gill. I like it.
That's true.
It makes, but it is the truth. You know, coming in a little bit slower, making the connection. You know, what happens after that? You're probably guaranteed, you know, they're gonna come down with you.
They form a bond and trust with them.
Yes.
When they can see who you are,
Yep.
just not this part of you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. That's
I never
true.
realized that this is what they thought.
I know. A lot of people don't realize that. And a lot of people still don't train that in dementia care. They don't talk, you know, about those vision changes. And so I always like to see people's reaction when they finally get it, you know.
Because what do you realize now that I've told you what's going on here? They're thinking you're just going to be social, and all of a sudden when you do anything, it came out of nowhere and they're immediate flight, fight, fright. You're the one that started it because they did not see what you showed them because it was out of their range. So here's the rule. Because I know she might be all the way to mid-stage, and she still might just now be getting her dementia diagnosis, although people have been wondering for a while. What we don't talk about is the change in vision. Nobody talks about that stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to quit moving when we're double arm's length away. And the reason is that gives her a chance at double arm's length away, she can see a fair amount of me. If I'm up here, I've eliminated a lot of my cueing. And it also is threatening her. So I'm going to stop here, so I know she's in the center field here. She's got me. I'm going to give her a high sign. Hand near your face. Here's another heads up. Change your name tag so it's up on your right shoulder. The reason is, what I want her to do is see my hand, travel up here, find my name tag, go to my face. I'm increasing odds that I'm going to give her the information that she wants when she goes to name my name. And I'll give her my name, but this is a heads up. There's no point in putting it over here.